Ready?
Welcome back, everybody. It's episode 4 of On the Couch with Pokerbet. Joining me as usual is CEO of Pokerbet, Darren Kramer. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to be, getting into the flow of things. 4th episode.
Yeah, we're getting some good content behind us. The feedback's great. We really are appreciating a lot of the suggestions and comments that come through. This week we've got quite a lot of poker to get through. A lot of small little projects and things on the go. You've just come back from Sun City. We're going to touch on that a bit later, but another good successful series for SunBet Poker Tour.
Yeah, another great stop, really enjoyable. They had a new poker room, which looked was really well, and all in all, good turnout, a lot of people, good gears, and yeah, a very nice winner.
Yeah, and did you enjoy your break? Some few nights off from dad duties?
Yeah, a little break from that.
Yeah.
But don't worry, didn't catch up on the sleep.
We saw you having a little bit of a break. We caught DK having a few tequilas on the stream. We'll touch on the reasons for his celebrations later. But yeah, I think it was a good series all round. From a personal point of view, not a great one for you. It's nice to know that you're human and that you do actually come back from some series showing a loss, but...
the only thing I won was a last longer versus Marco, which has great permutations.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the thing was, we did very well. 31 got paid. I came 35th, he came 36th. So you would have thought I was just playing for the last longer. But the rules of the bet were, should you win at the next tournament, love this, you get delivered food to your table for every meal desired. And for those of you who don't know, Marco sleeps very late. So I'll be walking into the poker room at 7:30 in the morning, demanding breakfast. All meals brought and delivered and said, here you go, kind sir. And the nice thing also, for people who watch, Dobby plays in a very colourful shirt. You also have to wear the shirt when you deliver it. So all meals for 2 days and the shirt.
Nice to see Marco getting put to work.
Yeah.
Teach the youngsters some respect. And any other results? We'll keep the main event results aside for now. But anyone else in the series stand out?
Yeah, I think 2 people stand out to me. One, Max Davison, amazing consistency. Really well done. He's obviously, Ahmed and him seem to, trailblazing. And then another one is he's coming out on Team Pokerbet and... what a gentleman, a guy I know you've been, very close to in his beginning of his journey. You're Kubus the Nation. Really some really great results. Spoke to him a bit. He had a little bit burnout at the end, and I said that's something he's going to learn about in poker when he does his, when he joins us on Team Pokerbet in Vegas. Some commendable results, really impressive. People starting to talk about him, so keep a watch out. Very impressive.
A little bit on Jacobus. He cashed 4 out of 6 events, and one of them wasn't really an event worth talking about. It was like Super Stack 3 where he just late red inflicted in first. But like 4 out of 5 other results, cashing 2. I think he got second in the race to Sun City free roll. He got second again in the grind, I think it was.
Yeah.
And just amazing results. Another cash in the main event. It's interesting you touch on that point about burnout. Putting long hours at the table every day, it's important to find some gaps, maybe sit out some events. We saw it happen with Negreanu on his vlog last year at the World Series, and this year he's adjusted his schedule. He's not playing in a lot of the 500 and 1500 and small events. There's always this joke about poker being a sport or not being a sport. In my best poker days, I definitely wasn't an athlete. But there's a lot of mental stamina and just it's a long grind and many days in a row. You need to eat well, sleep well, stay focused. A lot of guys don't do that. And even Jacobus is in pretty good shape getting to him.
That. Yeah, absolutely. I think exactly what you said. People used to, same as with golf, where before it was revolutionized by Tiger. Be healthy, in good shape, sleep well, reduce the drinking, and, this is a career or it's a game of immense concentration, so you need to be at your sharpest.
Yeah, it's... spot on that. In terms of action on Pokerbet, it's been a busy month. We've obviously been growing our team Pokerbet that's coming to Vegas. We had a Vegas, Race to Vegas tournament on the 27th of last month. And we had 2 new players joining us, 2 lesser known players, and just so lucky to see guys coming through the ranks. These 2 in particular, very interesting stories. We've got Jan Becker. He bought in for 2,200. He never rebought, never added on. He's a firm favourite. I actually made a final table with him at one of the SunBet stops late 2022. He's one of Rudolf Ferrier's guys from the Circus Diere that came through from Bloemfontein. We all know, and we carry on about Rudolf and what he does for the game in this country. Jan Adrian's coming to Vegas. We're looking forward to hosting him. And the other guy who won a seat, Justin Ace, I've played with him in a couple of events. This is a proper story. He phase satellited for 99 Rand into a 440 Rand satellite. He then won his seat from that. He won it into the event, which is a 2,200 Rand seat. He didn't rebuy, he didn't add on. For 99 Rand, he's coming to Vegas in a package worth 180K. I think these are the stories that we always talk about, the pipe dreams that have to happen to someone, and they finally did.
I mean, the moneymaker number 2, our own version. It's exciting. Yeah. It's what I've always envisioned, what both of us have always envisioned. And I'm very chuffed, that he's coming. When I phoned him the next morning, the guy was literally on cloud 9. It's a great story. And for anyone out there, some of the buying seem daunting. But as you said, for 99 Rand, this man will be in Vegas, fired up, chance to win millions of dollars. So very excited.
Yeah, I mean, if he can turn it into any result, we're literally talking about a $5 seat. That's as little as it is. So we'll definitely be sharing a lot of the stories from Team Pokerbet in Vegas this year. So you're going to subscribe to the YouTube channel, keep an eye on all our socials, follow us on Pokerbet SA on Instagram. We've got a lot of good content coming your way, and we really amped. There's another chance, just before we move on from this, there's another chance to earn your spot in Team Pokerbet this year. We've decided, due to popular demand and a lot of people showing a lot of interest, we're running one more big tournament at the end of this month. On the 27th of May, it's called the Mayhem Million. We've got a R1 million guaranteed. This is going to be made up of a hybrid of cash and 2 Vegas seats. So the same 180K packages, first and second will win those, plus a hybrid of cash for the remainder of the prize pool worth 640,000. It's going to follow the same format as our normal millions, the 3,300 Rand buy and rebuys and add-ons. 27th, there'll be plenty satellites. So you can maybe be the next Justin Ace. Get involved in the phase satellites and come join us. We've literally got 3 weeks to go to that event and about 7 weeks till we leave for Vegas. It's starting to get exciting and real.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about that. A lot of people have been messaging, excited to play that event. As you said, due to popular demand, it was something that the last minute we decided. But I reckon I'm hoping for, the dream again. So those satellite winners go through the journey, start at the 99 Rand, look to see you in that tournament, and then win the package.
100%. That's not the only action that we've got on Pokerbet this month. We've got the Mystery Maze still going on. Basically, there's 150,000 Rand up for grabs. It's a mystery bounty style competition where for every 1,000 raked hands, cash or tournament that you play on the site in the month of May, you get an entry into a lucky draw. And obviously, we've already got somebody, I think he's got over 11,000 hands. That's 11 entries into the draw. These prizes are going to range from a few $100 to a grand prize of 50 grand. Again, like we say, it's going to be lucky draw. Your name gets drawn, you draw an envelope, and if that's got the 50 grand in it, then it's worth your while just slogging away and getting a few thousand hands in this month. Yeah,
I've heard there's someone on, 11,000, a lot of people in high numbers getting a lot of those entries. It's an awesome way, you're playing for 200 Rand a day, 400 Rand, and next thing you know, you're going to pull that envelope, virtual, and 50,000 Rand in your account. Obviously, there's a lot of envelopes or a lot of prizes to be won, so you can win, different amounts, and it's always got people excited, that unknown, that surprise. But as you say, get those hands in, they accumulate very quickly, and get as many tickets to win that 50,000.
Yeah, so that's most of the action this month covered on our site. Like we say, just don't miss out on the satellites for the event coming up. Interesting, another poker concept that you brought to my attention this morning. So one of the big live event providers, Shuffle Up, they have an interesting concept that they've pitched. They want to take we always discuss the differences between live and online. It's something that I think gets covered. There's obviously the cash game versus tournament debate, and then there's the live versus online. Darren often talks about how online is where you really get to be a student of the game. You can churn out hands and stuff like that. But there's an art to live poker, and some guys, will consider that to be the true sort of format of the game, where you're reading people's their tells and any sort of physical movements. You're also being able to play them literally face to face, staring them in the eyes. To me, I still prefer the live game. Obviously, it takes a lot more patience. You don't get as much action, not as convenient sitting on the couch watching the sport, etc. But in the truest test, that's why the World Series of Poker is a live event, and I think that it's going to be interesting. So, to the topic of live versus online, Shuffle Up are convinced that they've got what it takes to put together a live team to take on Pokerbet, who've got an online team. And tell us about the format of the event, a hybrid challenge.
So as I said, I literally got a phone call. They've got a few guys lined up. They haven't completed their team. Test out for the guys listening. I was told that they have Max Devison, Damon Fine, Marina, and Rudolph Faree as his 4. It's going to be a 6 versus 6 format. It's going to be 6 heads-up matches, and then there's going to be 3 tables of 4-handed, 2 from each team. You'll get the top, 2 from each 4-handed table will qualify, and you'll get points, based on where you finish. Very similar to how they did that team event at Monster Jam, sort of in that format. So, it's very interesting. It's just only recently brought upon to me. And I thought of a really cool idea is when I got this, I didn't really know. Obviously, we got our Pokerbet pros, which probably make up the team. But then I actually wanted to put the ball in your guys' court. So I want to give a spot away. Chosen in the comments, chosen by the people. I'm just going to state this. You can't pick myself, Jared, or Ahmed, but I want you to pick any person. You're allowed to include the man on my right here, Ryan. No, okay. Yeah. He might get, home run already there. But anyone that you fancy that's going to represent Team Pokerbet, it is being positioned as online versus live. So someone you think is an online crusher, can be small stakes, can be free roll, can be high stakes. Anyone that you think you'd like added. So guys, in the comments, throw it out. We're going to put on all of the socials, Instagram, go through all emailers, wherever it comes. Love you guys to select for us. Who's that person that you want to see representing Team Pokerbet? So it's an interesting format. It's going to be close. Obviously, they've got a few Sharpies there. And as you said, it's going to be held live. So those live guys might have a bit of an edge. But we're looking to take on the challenge, use the math versus the live reads, as they say. Nothing's been fully confirmed on venue and, time. But send it out, looking forward to see who the public choose.
Yeah, on the point of don't put my name down, because if there's one person from the office that's going to be probably the best chosen to go, you can make space now. We're going to invite in the success from the office, the news story, fresh off his win at Sun City this weekend. I'm going to welcome in our head of digital, Sean Bloom, a.k.a. Seamus. DK, that's all for you for now. But we'll... Looking forward to having Seamus join me on the couch now just to hear a little bit more about his series. DK is going to get back to work now. He's got to get us ready for Team Pokerbet going to Vegas. He's got to make sure his passport's packed. We know that that's going to go missing in the next 7 weeks 3 times. So DK, thanks for joining me this week, and I'm looking forward to having another man in the couch next to me.
Awesome, obviously, you've been graced with a very talented human. Thank you very much for the show, and look forward to listening to you guys chatting.
Cool. Alrighty, welcome back. And with me on the couch, we've got Seamus, a.k.a. Sean Bloom. Actually, the other way around, but welcome back from Sun City. Took a few days of leave and went up there and did the job. Tell us about it.
Yeah, obviously went up with DK back end of last week. A little break from life, from the wife, from the kids, all that sort of stuff. And obviously there was a bit of poker on the go. Played 2 events, the SunBet Cup. We kicked off in there, we did a couple bullets, landed up min-cashing, showed a small loss still, and then thought, obviously the main event's the big attraction, going to definitely give that my best shot, and thankfully it went incredibly well, walking away with my first, I suppose, outright victory in the SunBet Poker Tour.
Yeah, he mentions outright victory because he's a little bit scared of one man in particular. if we just go back over the last couple of years, in PE in 2022, Seamus ended up three-handed with Ahmed and Darren. Made a deal because he didn't back himself. Then again in PE last year, ended up heads up with Ahmed, made another deal. SA Poker Open, where the four of us, me, DK, Jaden and Seamus, were lined up next to each other in the final two tables. Seamus made another final table. Ahmed was there again, didn't win it. Now, Ahmed's overseas, and guess what Seamus does? He comes home with a trophy. He's a little bit like Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. Maybe too soon. But Seamus, it's honestly been such a pleasure to watch you sort of just kick on. I mean, you've always sort of been grinding the PLO online and been more of a cash game PLO player, very aggressive, been doing really well then. And just to see you sort of maybe watching a little bit of DK, watching the stream, it's always on in the office, watching Triton. The man's probably would leave his wife for Stephen Chidwick. But he watches more poker than anyone I know. And it's clearly paying off because the results are coming, as you've heard from his long list of successes on the SunBet Poker Tour and with Shuffle Up in the last while. He's a live force to be reckoned with. And I think this is only going to put you in good stead for Vegas.
Yeah, thanks very much. I mean, looking around at the final table, obviously you're surrounded by very talented players, but when you don't see the likes of Ahmed and Max and DK and Jared, you know, you kind of feel a little bit more confident going into those environments. And Ahmed's been a bit of a thorn in the old side for a little while. Yeah. So to be able to kind of be there without him and have that sort of mental knowledge that I've been in these situations before and I can potentially kick on was a huge boost to the confidence. So very, very happy with how it went. And I mean, to DK's point that he's raised a few times, I think in poker generally you can just strongly develop your game by being around the right people, being open to learning, discussing hands, discussing different situations, watching a lot of content. I mean, I've never read a poker book in my life, but as you say, I do kind of immerse myself in poker content regularly, very regularly, daily kind of thing. And, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it does give you the confidence to try different things in different spots and feel confident with your decisions.
100%. And I think that you say sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just talks to the point that poker is something that you want to do about processes. It's not always about results, because sometimes you can get a short-term run of great results, but you're actually playing wrong, or you're just getting lucky, or you well above EV. Whereas other times you're doing the right thing over and over and over again, and you're getting it in with aces against nines pre-flop multiple times, and you just seem to be losing half of them when you should only be losing 1 in 5. You've had that opportunity to now sit next to Ahmed for hours and watch things and pick up and have that experience and the hours on final tables over and over again. And it just becomes like a lot less of a daunting task the next time you're there. You're like, hold on, I've been here before, I can do it again. And you did it. And I mean, you weren't exactly playing. You say that Ahmed and Max and DK and them weren't there, but you weren't up against mugs at all by any stretch of the imagination. You know, Imran Bajani's been there and done it all plenty of times. Gareth Khalil, been in the game for 20 years. One of the great characters. And I know that you and him formed a special bond. And I've always been talking about what an absolute character Mandela is in the game of poker in South Africa. He's been around, since I started playing mid-2000s, and there's very few people that can entertain you and keep you in stitches as much as Gareth Khalil. So great to see him with the result. And now I've just gone blank. Who came third?
Yeah, there was Rudolph
was there, final table
Imran was
again.
there, Fayyad was there.
Of course. You know, you got guys who've been there time and time again. I mean, it was nice to also see Simon Solomon. I just discovered it was Simon. I've been calling him Simon for the last few years. Coming to Vegas as well. He's going to be staying in the hotel with us. And he also got a couple of good results, a couple final tables. Also, one of those guys that really does play solid textbook, well-studied poker. We've started discussing a few hands, and I could sense that little bit of a frustration of like, why is it not kicking on? And often that's short-term sample size. You're just waiting to find a little bit of form, to get it in with ace-9 against ace-king and to find a 3-outer. We're often talking about being on the other side of these stories, how many times I got it in with ace-king versus ace-queen and these kind of things and lose. you deserve to win one and hit one once in a while and make it count. And that's exactly what you did. I think there were 5 left.
Yeah.
You got it in for probably 20-odd% of the chips with Ace-9 versus Ace-King, found a 9. And I think from then on, you never look back.
Yeah, exactly that. So, I mean, I felt pretty comfortable at the final table, to your point of having been there before. And I could see that the moment got the better of one or two of the other guys at the table, who was the first time at a final table, which I kind of thought I could capitalize on. I pushed the envelope one too many times after the dinner break. Imran kind of went into overdrive, was playing incredibly well, and just started dominating the table. It put me down to about a 20 BB stack. And yeah, he opened the button. I 3-bet all in with Ace-9 suited. He obviously snapped me off with Ace-King. And I was lucky enough to flop a 9, and then doubled up from there, and kind of could then get back into my mode of being able to open a bit more, put on the pressure again a bit more, and just kind of hopefully finish out the job.
And that you did. I think you guys ended up making a deal four-handed.
Yeah, so
and then another deal sort of heads up.
Exactly
but
that.
did play for the trophy, and they were actually playing for something, which is nice to see. I know in the past there's been a little bit of criticism from guys, mentioning the fact that they don't like the fact that there's always ICM deals because it's so top heavy and they don't get to see the final sort of 2-3-handed playing for the trophy. So this time it was actually good to see it reach a natural conclusion.
Yeah, so what we did was we did an ICM deal at the final 4, and we all committed at that stage to take off 20 grand each, or 25 grand each, to play for a final prize pool of the trophy and 100 grand. We kind of took inspiration from the high roller tournament earlier in the week, where the top few decided to do a very similar thing, which, as you say, gives a bit more interest for not only the players playing just for a trophy and a cushion.
Yeah.
But also, obviously, to keep quite a hefty amount up there keeps the players and the audience hopefully pretty tied in.
Absolutely. And tell me, obviously you're going to be part of the team going across to Vegas. We're 7 weeks away. Do you have anything sort of planned for the next month or two leading up to it? Any training, any other series, sneaking anything in? Or are you just going to try and stay fresh and maybe take a little bit of a break and be ready to hit the ground running when we land in Vegas?
Yeah, probably more of the latter. There is this Monty tournament coming up first weekend of June. I haven't pitched it to the wife yet, but I would like to go and play the main event there. Just head up for the weekend. But in terms of live poker, that'll be the absolute most I kind of am able to play up until Vegas. And then I'll just keep on with the cash games and hopefully be able to show a profit.
Sweet.
Heading into Vegas.
Well, maybe you want to sell her a piece of you in Joburg. That might get you a pink slip to fly.
Sell her a piece. She's got the full piece anyway.
I hope you charge him markup at least. At this rate, with your results, you must pay 1.2. But no, that sounds like the plan. I mean, we're getting amped. I think we still focusing on keeping things ticking over with Pokerbet, and we got a lot of things in the pipeline, some exciting new developments coming up, which we'll share with you probably just after we're back from Vegas. But it's still head down here, all working really hard and trying to stay focused without getting too far ahead of ourselves. But I suppose with the upcoming final spots available at the end of this month, we're excited to see who extra is going to be joining us. We've got a great crew already. Some of the guys we've known well for long. Other guys are new faces that I'm sure will form great bonds with and have good laughs. Just giving them an opportunity to experience something that is truly, it's hard to describe when it's your first time going over to the World Series. Seeing the size of the rooms, we've touched on it before. We're now amped Wes Blom is, and I know Justin and Jan are amped. And we're looking forward to taking a few more. I'm hoping that I can buy a piece of Seamus in Vegas because his form at the moment is looking pretty good. Don't forget, as Darren mentioned, just to send through any comments or suggestions who you think should be in Team Pokerbet taking on Shuffle Up in the live versus online series. If it is this man next year, it's probably a smart move. And we look forward to touching base soon. We'll definitely throw in another one of these episodes before we're off to Vegas, probably catching up on who wins at the end of the month. Until then, don't miss out on all the action on the site. Jump into some satellites, try and win some Mystery May entries, playing your 1,000 hands for each entry. Hopefully we can have another success from one of the guys in the office to discuss on our next podcast too. Seamus, well done again.
Thank you very much.
Nice win for the good guys, and nice to see you bring it back to Cape Town.
Yeah, no, it's been a difficult time to find a smile as a Liverpool supporter of late. So to be able to, bring some happiness back from Joburg was a real bonus in life.
Amazing. Thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you next time on the couch with Pokerbet. Ciao.
Are you ready?